For the past year or two, I've been trying to figure out this one specific media day style, and it always seemed that no matter what I tried, I always got something wrong. After many media days of trial and error, I finally got it down. To my knowledge, there is no YouTube video out there on this media day style, and it's such a common style that you would think there would be. But y'all already know on this channel, we don't do any gatekeeping. If I'm learning something, I'm teaching it to you guys. So that's what I'm gonna do in this video here. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. If your day's not going good, I hope tomorrow is better. If you subscribe, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, press subscribe, thank you for your loyalty. This video is not going to be long by any means necessary. It's a very simple setup, and it's crazy because you wouldn't think so because of the result that you get. But there's just little minor things you need to really pay attention to and do, and certain types of equipment you need to have to achieve this look. So I'm going to go through all of that in this video here. This media day setup can work in two ways. If you have one 8200 Pro, you can obviously always just put the light directly behind the subject and it'll create a really nice colored hue behind your subject, which is also really nice. Or you could also just do the two lights on each side. Either way works. You don't have to do one or the other. They both look really nice. This will be the last you guys see from me in this current point until the outro of this video. So everything else will be in the field of me setting up the B-roll of the equipment, everything. So we're gonna jump right into that now. If you wanna skip to any portion in this video, it will be in the chapters below. So whatever you feel as though you need. And also all the equipment that I use in this video is going to be linked in the description down below. So first things first, on our equipment list, we have an extension cord. You're gonna wanna use an extension cord because the fog machine obviously needs to be plugged in, and you never really know how close an outlet is going to be to you, so just pretty much have an extension cord. Next up, we're gonna have our gels. The gels is how you're gonna achieve any type of color that you want. I get these specific gels from Unique Photo, but you can pretty much use any type of gel. Just make sure it's a high quality one so that it produces a high quality, really vibrant color. Next up is going to be the fog machine. In my opinion, it's really the star of the show. It really kind of makes the photo and brings everything together. We have our C-stand and our boom arm. And to go on the C-stand and your boom arm is going to be the sandbags. I recommend having 2 to 4, and the more the merrier. You really just do not want your equipment falling. And then for this setup, we are just using the Easy Lock 34-inch beauty dish. This is all you'll need, one softbox. Now for the hardware, we're definitely gonna be working with the 8600 Pro as our main light. That's gonna be the light in front of our subjects. And then our two key lights are gonna be the 8200 Pro. I have the Mark 1 and the Mark 2. It doesn't really matter which one you get, as long as you have the attachment that allows you to put the light bulb on it. Along with the 8200 Pros, you're gonna wanna connect this dome reflector attachment to it. Now with the 8200 Pros, you have two options. You can put them on C-stands or you can put them on tripods. Being that you're not really using any heavy duty softbox or anything like that, a tripod will work fine, but you do have the option for both. Just know if you are putting them on a C-stand, you will need these S brackets. So I'll break it down like this, just for the sake of simplicity. Let's just say you're doing this setup in a gym. The logo in the middle is usually a circle, so you want to create a triangle where your subject is in the middle of that triangle. You want the light coming down directly in front of them. That's what's gonna keep them lit up. And then the two lights behind them is gonna be pretty much providing that colored flash behind them. It's a pretty easy setup. That's all it takes to set that part of it up. You just want to make sure that the two lights in the back are even to each other, so when you're taking your picture, one isn't taller than the other, one isn't further apart, you know what I mean? You definitely want to make sure everything is really symmetrical. Now when it comes to this part of setting up the light, you definitely want to make sure, if you can, have some help, because things can get a little, you know what I mean, especially with the sandbags. It's really heavy. You see me, I'm really strong, so it wasn't really hard for me. You know what I mean? I didn't really have any trouble. It was actually really easy, but you know, you might. So just get some help if you can. There are many different ways you can go ahead and put the gel on their dome reflector. The most convenient way would just be to cut the circular holes out, and you know, it'll just make it really simple because they'll fit every time. Obviously, I take things the harder way, as you can see, and I just go ahead and tape it around it. I don't know, I just haven't gone around to actually cutting them. I just pretty much have always taped it around it. But you definitely want to make sure if you are going to tape it, make sure it's really flush so we don't have any light leaking out of the sides, any white light or anything like that, because that will show up in the photo. When it comes to the fog machine, obviously make sure you fill it up just so that you're pretty good for the shoot no matter how much you think you're going to use it. I would typically say to plug this in first and have this heating up so it's ready when you are ready to start shooting. Don't let this be the last thing you do. Let it be the first thing that you do, because it does take a little bit of time to heat up before it's ready. And then once it is ready, you pretty much just want to drag it over behind your subject, and I would even argue behind the lights, just kind of pointing in that direction so it kind of goes towards, you know, the middle of your subject once you're ready to like take the photos. When it comes to the settings on your lights, it really does depend on the exact look you're going for, but typically you just want to make sure your top light is bright enough that it lights up your subject, but not too bright to the point where it blows out the background. Your two key lights in the back, you obviously want to make sure they are the same brightness. If you are using a star filter like me, you want to have them a little bit brighter. The brighter it is, the bigger the star will obviously be, so you can kind of play around with that. But the same thing, you don't make it too bright. Just a couple tips you guys should take into account that has helped me along the way with this media day setup. You definitely want to get a fog machine that is of high wattage. I'm linking the one in the description down below. I think that one is 1200 wattage. You can go up to 15 and get an even better result. And honestly, for a much better result, get 2 fog machines. This is a 1 fog machine setup. This is pretty much the bare minimum of what you would need for this setup, but 2 fog machines would definitely be better than 1. You definitely want to invest into a fan to avoid the fog pretty much just lingering in front of your subjects after you're done taking pictures. I've dealt with that in a couple different gyms that doesn't really have that great of circulation, and it just kind of slows down the process of taking the photos. Along with that, you definitely want to make sure to position the smoke behind your subjects so that way the smoke doesn't get in front of them, because it doesn't really give a nice look when the fog is in front of your subject. It kind of takes away and dims them and the light. It doesn't look well. Next thing that'll just really help with just having a consistent positioning is going to be use tape exactly where you want your subjects to stand. It'll help have a consistent look for all your photos. Along with that, if you can, use a tripod. I'm getting a lot of low angles in a lot of my shots. You don't have to get low angles, but then again, some tripods or hi-hats can get a super low angle like that. But the tripod will also just make it so that you have a consistent positioning, and it will just make editing that much easier. That is all for this media day tutorial video. I hope it was as simple and as clear as possible. If I confused any of you in any way, please let me know in the comment section below and I'll just try to explain it in a better way. But I feel like this was as clear as I could be. It's nothing difficult about this setup at all. I did want to post this a little bit earlier because I noticed when a lot of you were doing media day setups, but I mean, I was doing my own media days along with a couple other things as well. So I didn't really have the time to get this video out. But hey, it's here now and you guys can definitely use this with any sport. It doesn't really matter. The way that I achieved this glare is with the star filter. I'll also link that in the comment section down below. So like I mentioned before, the link to all the equipment that I listed in this video is going to be in the description down below. I believe at the time of this video coming out, we're probably at 15K. So I appreciate y'all for 15,000 subscribers. Tap into the live stream. We got a little something going on over there for 15K, man. You got to be a part of the community to really know. Tap in for that. Other than that, I appreciate you guys so much. If you like, subscribe to the channel. Then check out the merch link. You feel me? Get you a hat that supports your brand. Get you a hat, man. Check out the merch link in the description down below. Check out the preset link in the description down below for all your basketball photography and any type of other indoor sports we got going on this season. I have presets for them. Check it out. And then most of all, check out that Discord link in the description down below. Join the community. It's amazing over there. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate y'all so much. So stay creative. See you next one.